Y'all know what it is. Attitude Era podcast immediately following Monday Night Raw. Not sure if you tapped in, but y'all know it was just Royal Rumble weekend, so we got some things we got to discuss. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all see the guy to my left or my right, depending on how you're facing your screen. That is your favorite wrestler's favorite podcaster. If you think your favorite wrestler is as famous as you think he is, he ain't got a picture with Gamage. He ain't like that. We'll just leave it at that. He ain't like that. Or she. Pretzelmania is officially always 24/7. It's year round. And y'all know what it is. The undisputed podcast champion of the world, King HP. Gamage. I got some questions. I got some thoughts. I got some more questions about your thoughts. I'm questioning your thoughts. How I'm not gonna ask you to grade it, but I'm asking how you feel about that Raw coming off of the Royal Rumble.
I don't even think it's a show I would even care to grade because we really watched this show for one reason. We just wanted to know who was picking who for what for Mania. That's really what we cared for.
Yes, sir.
This is one of the few times I looked at a show where I was just like, I really don't really care what's going on. I just want these answers.
Yes. And a little bit to kind of go into what you were saying, I wanted no rigmarole. Like, oh, we're gonna have to wait till he talks to somebody on SmackDown, or maybe the SmackDown guy might pop up.
Yeah,
like, we're gonna have to at least wait. I kind of figure we're gonna have to wait. They're gonna run some time off the clock essentially because they have time to kill. WrestleMania is not till April, so you can go on SmackDown. Roman Reigns appears on SmackDown. He's gonna talk to Drew and see what is. You know what I'm saying? It's Liv's gonna pop up on SmackDown. She's gonna talk to. We know it, but we didn't get that.
no, I mean it's not. We're gonna get that with Liv most likely, but we ain't getting that with Roman.
No, and I gotta give. Punk is probably one of the best people the WWE has in promo. I often felt part of the Tribal Chiefs thing is Paul Heyman. Like it's the intro, it's the way Paul Heyman uses his words, it's his tones and what he says and when he says it. It's key. Roman has made this promo. I'm sold. If this was a pay-per-view going for 50, I'm set on the main event. I'm set. You know what I'm saying? If you give me T.O. and Shakur, I'm set. If you give me Bud and Earl, I'm set. If you give me Punk and Roman Reigns, a week ago I would have been like, one promo, one night, the first Monday after Rumble, and I'm good. So, both. I thought it was a little intense where I you know what I'm saying, I'm looking at the screen and I'm like, ooh, Punk just laid in.
Yeah.
Punk just went in. Roman, don't come back with nothing corny. This ain't the time to go back and start like just walking out the ring and leaving it up to whatever Punk just said or I don't have to. Nah, Roman, Matt, if that energy for you was an 8, if that energy for you was a 9, whatever you graded Punk's energy, I felt like Roman came right back. Let's get one thing straight. If it wasn't for my family, you wouldn't be here. If I took 10 years off, I would be getting it in too. Roman started talking to him. He almost said YN too. He said, you got her treating me like thinking I was a young boy.
Yeah, I caught that.
Yo, and then my man said, and you almost had me fooled too. What was it, CC Boys or some shit like that? Oh yeah, you gotta let it fly.
Yeah,
we're on Netflix. It's about time. I'm not saying you gotta go overboard. It's still a kid's show that they still tailor to the youth. But you know what I'm saying? Hey, the Zebros, yeah, what was it, the Zebros or some shit like that? Even the face, the mannerisms, Punk dialed up. Roman and crack. No, that villain laugh, and then he right back on it. Oh yeah, that's gonna sell out. Mania is set on that side. Whatever matches on that night, whatever that's probably gonna be night 2. That is set. you set the tone at least. You got a long way to go, but
Yeah, the tone is set. I'm not gonna again for tonight. This was great, but again, Roman does not have a good appearance record. Please prove me wrong.
I can't.
No, no,
I
not
can't.
no. I'm saying for Roman from here to May. Please prove me wrong. This is your chance to prove me wrong. A lot of people wrong who maybe feel how I feel, that we don't think you could do even 12 appearances or even 13. Prove me wrong.
So I don't think anyone will, right? I just don't, because you're very valid. We've talked on the phone about this. But I think Roman in 2026 does step his appearance game up. I'm not going to go off all rumors because I'm not in the room with Paul, and I'm not in the room with Triple H, and I'm not in the room with Roman. But, the rumors were there was a creative difference between what they were doing for the main event, and Roman's going to sit sidelines until we get things figured out. So if he was capable, he just whatever. But here's another thing I'm happy for. You didn't give in to the BS. Like, we all saw the Pat McAfee show, or saw the highlights, or saw the tweets or segments. So we're pretty much engaged to what's going on. Punk didn't. I heard what you said on the Pat McAfee show. This ain't ESPN, okay? You held the company high. You held it up. No, you held it hostage. These are bars, bro.
Yeah.
These was bars.
Because he was kind of saying what I wanted to say before Roman started speaking. Because my thing was this: when Roman was telling us the company, I gave you 2 years to build a new superstar. The thing that bothered me about that, it still bothers me that he said that, because, bro, you talking like you got over in 2 years. You didn't get over in like 5, maybe 6.
No, I think there's a difference of opinion in this. Let me not say I think, because I don't know. Right? Your point is valid. But what Roman is saying, and this is what I feel like, right? And this is a little bit of the Jordan era. When Jordan comes into the league, he's riding off the Magic Bird wave, right? So I'm just bringing this into an NBA relation. When the NBA peaked, right, they were in good hands, because when Michael was ready to step away, and he literally came back like 3 years later, 2 years later. But when they peaked and he was going off in the sunset, you had Shaq with the ball, Kobe was in development, AI, the Ray Allen, you had that. With Roma, and I'm just comparing it to the NBA because I looked at the Michael Jordan stepping away at the grade. You know what I'm saying? I'm just giving you that. When Roman stepped away at peak, there's an argument, and I think that's Roman's side. There's an argument that could be made. Someone should have immediately stepped in my spot. One, Cody, because it's the guy you said. And remember, behind closed doors, Roman said a year ago he's not ready. He said a year ago. So I don't know if it's a direct shot at Cody or creative, because he definitely mentioned Nick Khan being a genius. But by God, we got to catch up. You know what I'm saying? So I think it was a shot at the booking of Cody, which me and you have argued. I'm not going back there. Okay, I'm not doing that. But what I am saying is, I think him saying that 2 years was, we left at peak. Once I give that title up to somebody, I should be able to come back and it still be relative to where I left it. But it didn't. We went from 3 million viewers to barely making 1 million viewers, which means we lost 2 million people in context. It's a slippery slope. Roman, without saying a single numerical phrase, was talking numbers. He was talking numbers without ever talking, because the data supports Roman's theory. But when you get into the nuts and bolts of things, hey, how long do we really have to build certain people? Hey, you look at, you know what I'm saying? So I agree with you, but I hear that, and I kind of have a spot for Roman. Why was the star not ready to go? You gave him the ball to run with it. Where was that? I think Punk and Roman is a very interesting. You're going to hear things like, I brought you out to debut. You copied my thing and brought out the bloodline. I had Paul Heyman to figure all my administratives out. you went and you copied you're gonna hear these parallels of Roman and CM Punk. I topped the year, you multiplied it by bringing him, it's the same. Like, and Punk said it. He said, just because you did it longer doesn't mean you did it better.
Yeah, that's true.
And I don't know if you saw Roman's mouth. They zoomed it. Yeah, I remember that. I mean, I'm not trying to say that Roman acknowledges Punk because I think Roman's going to make Punk acknowledge him, but dear God.
Yeah. But I did like the argument that he was trying to use.
Who, Punk's?
Yeah, because
it's legit.
Yeah, it was the argument I made about, in my opinion, why Roman's run was overrated when you look at the context of it.
Okay. You're talking about quality over quantity.
Right.
Yeah, you better not let Roman hear you say that shit. Roman gonna be like, who on my list that I didn't beat that wasn't?
How many defenses he got again? Now I want to check.
Like, he ain't got 50. I don't know his number, but it wasn't 50. Punk was fighting. Punk was a fighting champion. I mean, no mistake. In 434s was Punk was out there. Punk was out there, and he ended up losing his title to his cousin, which I feel like is going to come up again. It'll probably definitely come up again because it's storyline. It's perfect for Roman to say, you couldn't even beat my cousin and blah, blah, blah. So if that large amount of Saudi money is enough to bring The Rock back in a year's time, I heard what you said. You know what I mean? But let me not digress.
Yeah.
Is that the bigger match, Punk and Roman, or do you think the WWE is making a small mistake here, a misstep?
No, I do think Punk and Roman is a bigger match to do than Punk and Drew. I said Punk and Drew, than Roman and Drew. Because even Roman said it, I beat him for like 3 years straight.
Dog.
Yo, dude, he squashed Drew with that, like, low key.
Dog.
Like, when you really think about it, they both squashed Drew in that promo.
Yeah, they were just shitting on Drew.
Yo, like, that's nasty. Once I seen that, I'm like, yeah, it ain't gonna be Drew.
I beat him in the most brutal match the WWE has to offer. Yeah, Vinny, I think I see it in the chat. I just heard Gamage too. I think Punk is the moneymaker. You're literally talking about two of their top 5 merch sellers, ticket movers, shows booked completely around these two, internet viewerships, every number possible. I don't think the WWE had another option except for cards on the table, Cody Roman 3, but you can always come back to that as long as they don't have any type of match beforehand.
Right. Well, and another thing that I want to highlight on Roman to give him a lot of credit on. When you look at from where he started up to now, if there's one thing that he's improved heavily on, is his face expressions and his promo work. And tonight, whether you want to say it was because of Punk or not, I'm not even going to go there. This is top 3 best promo I've seen for Reigns in his career. This is top 3.
Yeah, I think so. When you do public speaking courses and stuff, they talk about noise, and not just noise as me being like, right, but noise and distractions and things of that nature that you can make, talking with your hands and blah, 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 things that I'm not good at, right? But with Roman, part of his character is his stone cold, until he's meant to laugh by something that's not funny, but it's his arrogance that creates the humor, right? It's his you think, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, did you just have, you know what I'm saying? It's always something that's said where someone says something with a straight face to him and he thinks it's the funniest thing in the world because it's like so beneath him. That's where he gets his chance to crack smiles. And tonight was fantastic.
Yeah.
From hopping out the whip, walking straight up, never cracking a smile until it was time for him to do the that funny laugh at Punk to laugh in his face.
Yeah.
Even the look he gave when CM Punk addressed Finn Balor. He and I love that camera view where you can just clearly see him off in the background with a scowled face, as if
Bro,
and he said it like you
bro,
talk
like
about
the nerve of you talking about a Finn. Yo, he fake buried Finn too. Like you talking about Finn Balor, and I'm here.
yeah. I
Like,
would say he has to stop doing that, but
yeah,
no, I don't. This is the same thing Mayweather did, and people want to say, well, "You gotta build Mayweather." Listen, if you get somebody high enough, anybody who gets close enough to breathe the air as you is just as high. Meaning, half the people after May, okay, and I'll use this now. I know people might not, but let me just fill you in for those that don't know. Anybody Mayweather fought in his like height, at his peak of money, they went on to be a main eventer who could also host fights. You knew who they were after that for no matter what. And other top people went to fight those people, right? De La Hoya. Oh, Mayweather fought him when he was old. Well, Pacquiao fought him right after. Ricky Hatton, undefeated fighter. Pacquiao went to fight him after. Miguel Cotto, they said he was washed. He went up to get junior middleweight, got some restoration back. And after the Mayweather fight, he was after the Mayweather fight, he went on to go get middleweight. It's like he learned a thing or two. You know what I'm saying? So getting in the ring with Roman will definitely highlight you. You know, the time for Sami Zayn to be world champion was when he was in the bloodline. And he went up against Roman. That was the time to pull the trigger.
I have a theory about Sammy, but I'm gonna wait after we get off this.
Yeah, Logan Paul. Remember, Logan Paul was going up against Ricochet. He was going. They were putting him in spots. He had a good Royal Rumble spot. What was Ricochet? They put him up against Rey Mysterio, but once he got Roman, we can do whatever we want with Logan because he's fought Roman Reigns in a championship match that was pretty good. 24-hour karate school in the chat. Good sir. Good sir. I know you tired and getting rested, brother. Yes, sir. Pretzel Mini is always running wild. But yeah, I definitely think that Roman can hype people. The thing about this main event, Punk needs no hype.
No,
Punk is just the biggest star as you are.
And it's so much with this where the match sells itself. And everything that they did was kind of like reminiscent to something in the past. Like, remember how we talked about Punk just like ignoring Roman, going straight, talking about Finn Balor?
Yeah.
Remember during the Survivor Series hype when they got Punk, they were in that room and they were like conversing?
Yes.
So remember, Roman was waiting on him. Punk made him wait.
Yes.
So this reminds me of that where it's like, dude, you don't phase me. I'm not on your time. You're on my time.
Yeah.
It's
Roman's going to bring it up. I got you your first WrestleMania main event. And now I got you your second one. And you still just talking like Roman Reigns. When y'all go to work tomorrow, talk like Roman Reigns. When your boss be like, hey, why are you late? And you still value time when you should be valuing me. I'm the one that makes this company go. Now don't get yourself fired. You get fired, don't hit me up. Don't even, but I'm just saying, it'll feel good to talk like Roman Reigns. Talk spicy. Your girl come in the room, hey, didn't I say, why you ain't up? Hey, I'm the one that made this relationship go. You know what I mean? Just try talking like Roman Reigns. It feels good. I'm just gonna be honest.
There's something else that I'm questioning also. And it may not even be anything. You think part of the reason Roman chose Punk because the Usos are on Raw also too? Because they are the Raw champions.
Oh yeah. It's going to come out. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Because when you think about it, since SmackDown, when they all banded together and the Bloodline started, they've been on the same shows.
It also pulls it also gives you the ability to make the Bloodline if you need it.
Right.
People can say what they want, but the Bloodline sold merch. The Bloodlines had people tuning in. You reunite. People say, "Oh, I don't want to see it." And the Shield was done, right? And they broke it up. And guess what you've heard since? Oh man, if they ever did the Shield thing again, even Roman's and Seth's 3-man power bomb, but Dean Ambrose ain't here no more. John Moxley, they still get popped for that. So let's not pretend. And they could 2.0 this because there's other people around that they could bring into the fold that we can get rid of MFT. We don't need MFT if you bring the bloodline back. That is, what I'm saying, completely, we don't, who needs Timu? For real. I'm gonna bring that title back to the family. Meanwhile, Roman's already doing it. The Usos already got gold. And Solo's still talking about, I'm gonna bring this title back to the family. Bro, your family already got gold, bro. And your man's is about to go get a world title. So I do think WWE should watch a lot of past WrestleManias lead ups and pull some ideas because Punk and Roman need to have at it a little bit. But also I would make it to where you two can't touch each other. And I'm gonna make you hate. Like, remember when Piper said to Brett, he was like, I'm gonna make you two hate each other after this one, right? Yeah. I would either put a clause to their match. So if CM Punk gets gassed, hey, Roman's gonna beat you're gonna need oxygen. Remember after the Drew match, and you're gonna need that shit. Oh, you're gonna need that shit. Or I would make that lead up that way, where I would constantly put Roman, CM Punk in weird style matches where they have to put like, hey, CM Punk and Roman Reigns tonight will take on the Raw roster. What? Yeah. You guys are going to run a gauntlet until you guys can learn to work together and not put hands on, like, I would just make it to where you're seeing these guys on a continual basis work together and they would always just hate each other. That's comedy.
So you'd give them the Orton Cena treatment when they fought the whole roster.
Yeah. Their two biggest stars. I'm going to sell every arena out until we get to WrestleMania. Guaranteed, because every week is going to be something with you two. Every week. If it ain't a promo, it's a match. If it ain't a match, it's a bro. You got to protect him. When you're out, you'll be the special ref in any match he has. And you're going to be the special ref in any match he has. Except for except I would like not say it, but I would, enforce that during the CM Punk Finn Balor match, Roman would not be the champ. I mean, wouldn't be the ref, because that would be detrimental.
Yeah.
But
the only reason why I feel like we won't get much appearances from Roman at least for this month is because I think it's obvious Finn's gonna get another title shot, probably at Elimination Chamber. So they might try to build him up for that. Then maybe after the Chamber we get more Roman Punk.
Yeah, Elimination Chamber is in Chicago as well. So
yeah.
It only makes the most sense. They were heavy on that tonight. I do think I would still use Roman in some capacity for that.
No, you can. I'm just not. I don't trust the WWE to let that happen, but we'll see.
I would even make him color commentator, sit out there, or just make him something's got to give. Even if you just show Roman watching the match in the back. And Roman, because you don't want Roman to interfere, because then Finn Balor goes, now I got to go after Roman as they're going into WrestleMania, and then you just don't need that. But Roman telling Punk, you better not lose, because if I have to make sure, or that could be a thing, Roman making sure Punk keeps that title, because I don't want to face nobody else. I want you, and you know what I'm saying, and that could be a thing. I don't know.
No, yeah, he could be like, look, I chose you because I hate you. So I hate you even more if you lose to him. Don't waste my time.
Yeah, I think the WWE is homie Joe. I think the WWE is playing this one safe. The reason why they did another corny ass mask man wasn't because it was corny and they didn't have creative ideas, was because they got to be able to confirm Seth Rollins be ready by WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And should he not be, we need a plan B. Well, plan B is go out there, curb stomp, boom. If it's not, if Seth Rollins is not ready by WrestleMania, that masked man will be Logan Paul.
He's the only person that makes sense.
Yeah.
If it's not going to be Seth, Logan makes sense.
Yeah. And it's maybe the Vision getting rid of, because you gotta. I mean, I'm being honest, man. The Vision is just spinning wheels.
Yeah.
I watched, tonight. Bronson Reed had a match. He got counted out in a loss. Not that you can't take a loss, him and Penta or whatever, but Braun Breaker hasn't even tried to get a title. He's had no title match opportunities. He hasn't gone for the tag titles. He's just spinning wheels. I'm just a big guy who tsunamis people. There's no real reason to take me serious. So when I do a War Games match, and on one side of the fence, it's CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, and the Usos, five highly decorated guys. On the other side, it's Drew, Brock. Who else was in that match?
Drew, Brock, then the rest of the Vision. So Braun Breaker, Logan Paul, and him, and Bronson Reed. Yeah.
It looked so uneven, and it was just like Brock gonna have to carry us through. Because you know what I'm saying? It's like you got mad. Like, again, I know styles make fights, but you got to do something to say that Bronson Reed is a threat.
Yeah, like make it look debatable. It didn't look debatable on paper.
Yeah, exactly. So, not going too far off, but yeah, Braun Breaker. Also, Braun Breaker didn't come out. He just had a small, quick segment. Him being tossed out the building. At least that's what I remember. I don't remember seeing him after that.
Oh yeah, once he left the building, that was it.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Logan Paul. Logan Paul is the closest thing to a champion. He's former U.S. champion, so is Austin Theory. However, that's the end of Austin Theory's greatness. Logan Paul has been in the marquee since he's arrived. He's been in the marquee.
Has he won a title since he's been on the main roster? Like any championship?
Who? Logan?
No, Bronson Reed.
No.
Yeah, so he's the only person in the division that has not held a single title.
Yeah, that at all. That's why I think they're killing the character. And then, yeah, you got Braun Breaker, but this is like a group that just supports Braun Breaker. There's no merit to the division. I mean, to the division, to the vision.
The team, yeah.
Logan's great. Logan has good, but Logan's more of a marquee name than all of them. He's been in main events, world title matches. He was on the Raw press conference when they came to Netflix. I can't remember who I don't even think they had him against anybody. They were just saying Logan Paul was going to be there, and he was doing promo about, and the fans hated his guts, and they just went with it. And he always has the highlight reel stuff. Yeah, Logan Paul is super social media platform guy, but it doesn't matter. WWE use that to its advantage. So I don't know what they're going to do with the vision, but I do know Braun Breaker may be headed for an exit, or maybe him and Paul exit. They got to figure something out. But I think going into Mania, it will be Bronson Reed versus Logan Paul. It's the most marketable match you can get out the division. Bronson Reed versus Braun Breaker. I don't think anyone asked for that. You want to see him versus Austin Theory? He can't even figure out what his uniform is. Is it the long pants, short trunks, the manny panties? He still ain't figured it out. I mean, I don't want to see Braun Breaker versus Austin Timberlake. It just Cry me a river. But Braun versus Logan is a little bit of money there. Seeing ISO Speed got speared, by Braun Breaker. Logan being the celebrity, remember he brought out ISO Speed for the Randy Orton thing. He was, and then he kicked him in his chest halfway.
That was
so they definitely will use ISO Speed in with who's the other dude they got? He's been there before too, black dude.
KSI.
So that'll be a mark, and that's a great way to showcase Braun Breaker to people. Because they all have mega followings. So if he goes viral off one of those spears, they'll get KSI up out of there. They'll definitely get K because they know it. Look what happened. What he did to IShowSpeed. You want to make a star? Put Braun Breaker and let Braun Breaker do what Braun Breaker does. It'll be a clip, viral. WWE's looking for that. He hits me. They want to see who this guy is. He comes out. He's doing the thing with the. And when he takes him off and he wants to do it again, he puts him back on just to take him back off. He has his mannerisms down pat. He has his crowd favorite reactions down pat. That people got something, and that's IShowSpeed's thing. The bark. Yeah, people got. I mean, it's money. It's money to be made. Put him in a prime bottle suit and spear him through the barricade. It's done. Let Logan Paul jump off with his viral cam onto the announce table, onto Braun Breaker. He misses. Braun runs around the ring at 23 miles an hour, clocks him, spears him right through the prime bottle, right through the barricade. Thank you. Spot accomplished. Next. I have a question though. There wasn't only one Royal Rumble winner tonight. Not tonight. I mean Saturday, but there wasn't only one that showed up tonight. My girl, you sexy thing, you, Liv Morgan, and she was brought out by her hubby. Kayfabe.
Yeah. Does that mean? Do you think that means he's cleared?
I don't know. I was so shocked to see it. Dom Mysterio, if you don't know who we're talking about, he came out. Double champ, still up. AAA and still the IC champ.
Oh, he got a nice pop too.
Yeah. I'm hoping he's cleared. Or soon to be. Because he's back making television appearances. So that's a good sign.
Yeah. He did make a promo in AAA also.
You have to, man. You cannot be holding. I mean, I'm okay with holding belts hostage to a certain degree. How hostage we talking? 30 days, 45 days, and then I'm okay with that in today's era.
Yeah, for me, it's when you go 2 months and over where I'm like, okay, we drag it.
Yeah, come on, and then you're really not really a part of that brand too. I really feel like I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of Trick Williams winning the TNA title and not really. But even though he was getting busy with Mike Santana, not appearing on those people's show. I want those people's shows to get over too. But yeah, Liv Morgan. Looks like she made a choice by the end of the night. Raquel Rodriguez comes up short against Stephanie Vicure, and Stephanie Vicure seemingly going at Liv. Is this the right decision?
Unpopular opinion. I actually wanted Raquel to win so she could get the belt. And then that could have given us Raquel and Liv at Mania.
It's funny you say that. I think there's so much more story to undo, to unpack there. If they would have pulled the trigger on Raquel. I don't care I don't think what they would have thought, but the breaking of the Judgment Day, Roxanne, you make Roxanne be the special referee. Since she wants to be in the middle, I can't choose. I can't count the three. During the match, there's certain things that happen. It's a pin, and Roxanne be like, I can't count. JD McDonough, big-headed ass. He got to come out there. You got to do your job. You got to do your job. No matter what happens, the belts stay in the Judgment Day. You're right. And then she makes out with Dom. Liv sees it, goes crazy on Roxanne. Raquel takes out Liv and retains. Who the fuck writes this shit? Book that guy a job. I don't know if that's any good or not. Up here it looks good. We still have to go through Q&A, but
that's better than what they put on Unreal.
Is Liv vs. Jade a possibility?
Fuck no.
All right.
I love Jade, but you're trying to piss me off.
So, okay. So since you said that with so much fervor, let's talk about it. Stephanie Vicure, I feel like her peak, I don't think she's like expired. I do think she's settled down some. Maybe the injury slowed her down. Reaction, it feels like a little less. She was favoring the knee after the devil's kiss on the steel steps, which doesn't seem like a bright idea because you're banging your knees. And I don't know if she has knee pads on under there. I think she probably has a slight. Yeah, the new Gamage is crazy, bro. I'll be trying to tread lightly, especially if it's talking about, you know what I mean? I don't be wanting to say too much. I just hope they do the match like Brock versus. Oh yeah, we're gonna get to that too. I just don't know if Liv versus Stephanie. It's not out the range of like, ooh, I want to see it, but it's not like something on paper that that's my match.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what part of the issue is, and this is no disrespect to Liv. At one point last year, the tease and the hype they built was Stephanie versus Rhea. That's the problem.
Yeah.
And even on paper, that's a big money match.
I agree. I don't want to see Rhea Hogan right now, world title picture, but you are going into Mania, and I think sometimes you just got to pull the trigger on things. I think WWE, when I look at the history, WrestleMania, the biggest of, right? It's the biggest event. A lot of the biggest rivalries have not happened on WrestleMania stages. And I think, maybe it's chemistry, whatever. Maybe they should try to avoid that and lean into it. But last year you gave Rhea the title opportunities out of nowhere, and Bianca called it out on that Pro press run. Like, how did she get a shot? She just comes back and says, I want a shot. And she didn't win the Royal Rumble. She didn't win the elimination. You know what I'm saying? She got into the title picture. So I don't know. I don't know what the plan is for Jade. But as far as for Stephanie, I think they need a stipulation for the match with Liv. I don't think
it's gonna be hard to be engaged in a regular singles match, in my opinion.
I think that's fair. I think a regular singles match. I think when I watched Stephanie Vicura's match tonight, it wasn't bad. A lot of things didn't go 100% the way they wanted it. The breaking of the table just like was a little off here and blah blah blah, little things. And those little things at WrestleMania, I feel like sometimes can, because when you don't look forward to the match like that, it's like, okay. When it's a great like rivalry, sometimes people overlook the stuff. The same exact things can happen in one match and be like, they were a little sloppy, they weren't really neat. But when it's a super rivalry, you're like, oh, it was so great. You'd be like, bro, they missed the table too. You ain't here, I just don't. There was never a buildup for this. There was never and if there was, I missed it. But then it felt like they never led me down this road of Liv and Stephanie. And I'm not saying I don't want to see it. I think it'll be good. Anything Liv does, I'm down to see. But I think you might need a stipulation to add to this one. I think you're too far out to confirm this match. I think using Raquel in this match in the Judgment Day situation could be good. It can make it very intriguing. But that's just me personally.
I agree with you 100%.
Can I say this? Let me see if I can say this. Happy Black History Month. With that being said, the WWE decided to bring out Obafemi tonight. I don't know what the original match was, but the War Raiders finally popped up. And Obafemi dominated them.
And they're done.
Match. What happened?
And they're done.
That fast.
Yes. They're done.
I feel like tag teams suck nowadays. Because when you make a comment like that, right? I see it. I'm not disagreeing with your comment. But they were just tag champions not too long ago, right? The Raw tag champs. They had good size, pause, you know. But then one guy comes out and dominates them easily too.
That's what makes it bad. The fact that they were former tag champions. If it was like not like just as an example, let's say Otis and Tozawa, who have never been tag champions together, to my knowledge. I can kind of get it, but two former tag champs that are actually legit nah, bro, it's clip for them.
Hey, speaking of Tozawa and Otis, next week they take on the Usos for those belts. So hey, they were like, hey, we don't want to squash the guys we've been squashing for years. Let's let's squash the guys who are the former champs. And they could just very well. But no, I think using Oba to do that to some poor tag team is good. I think they could have did that in the back, though, like a sneak attack. So it wouldn't have made the tag team look so weak. Because for you to be face to face and be like, and I mean, it took him 1 minute, 50 seconds from start to finish, from the time Oba walked out to the time he started. Both men were laid out and he's walking back to the dressing room. However, if we're building stars, does a lot for Oba.
And another thing that's interesting, because they didn't mention, as he was beating them both up, he is still a free agent. He's not officially on Raw at the moment. So I would not be surprised if he does something similar on SmackDown.
I think they're going to try to gauge him where they think they need him.
Yeah.
Because, I know we could talk wrestling all day, but at some point, and we don't have to talk it, but the people in the back of WWE, the production and blah, blah, blah staff, they're going to talk numbers. They're going to see which show seems like they're pulling, you know what I'm saying, the higher value. Where is he being more valued at? I think there's value in both shows, but they're going to see which, because one show, you have two different contracts and you got to maintain them. And that doesn't mean you can't ping pong them back and forth between shows a little bit if you need to. I think they did that. So Oba, Nick Dangerous, and the War Raiders are big dangerous dudes. Yeah, here's my problem, right? And I've said this in the past. When you make debuts and such, returns and such, but usually it's debuts, who they have you start off against is a very good measure of the ceiling that you will have. It's indicative of that. But one would say in rebuttal, Oba's debut on SmackDown was against Cody Rhodes, which were then, okay, cool. So now we're just showing feats of strength and dominance. But you got to be careful because remember, Rusev debuted, returned, or whatever against Tawa, Tozawa, and Otis. And that was my complaint. Yeah, he was dumb. I was like, look who they brought him against. They put him at the bottom of the barrel. So when you look dominant against the bottom, look how far, okay, you beat the bottom of the barrel, right? Then it's like you so many people you got to get past. I mean, versus when Jacob Fatu debuted, he took out 3 people in one time. You remember who they were on SmackDown? Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes. Beat the brakes off all 3 of them. And he hasn't left the top of the card. So, and you know what I'm saying? So Rusev, a former U.S. champion, a former like John Cena rival, eliminated in less than 1 minute at the Royal Rumble, constantly off of TV now. There was no point in him coming over to WWE. Sorry, brother. Just wasn't. If you wanted more money, I'm sure you got it, so cool. But if you wanted to, like, I want to, do more with my character and blah, 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 I feel like, you still have time, but right now it's in a downward spiral for you, brother. I just hope Oba, they can keep him hot. The way they shoot him is great. It's always the upward angle to make him look larger than life with the silhouette, and then they do it again in the ring, which makes him look like a monster. You know what I'm saying? His moveset, he slapped one of the War Raiders right off their feet.
A question: do you think Oba should get the Brock Lesnar treatment? How they pushed him when he first started his first year?
No,
maybe not exactly that way, but similar to that.
I'll answer it. I hope it's not answering with part of a question. I think they need to sit in a room with paper and pad, and in the middle of the paper, draw a line all the way down. And one side you write Obafemi, and the other side you write Royce Keys. And how you want them to write out, because what you don't want is the same guy on two shows.
Right.
You're like, all right, this is the same shit. And you don't want to put them on the same show, and one is drowning the other one out.
Yeah, they're both going to be on separate shows.
That would be my thought, but I've seen WWE. We've all seen, so, but that's, I would think, common practice, right? So I would write that carefully because they're both two very big powerhouses. Two, what is Royce Keys' character? Is he a calm demeanor guy? Are you going to have him raising his voice? Because Oba will not do that. Oba does not raise his voice. Oba's not like Sami Zayn, WWE Championship. You put Oba in the, man, come on. This is my kingdom. And you do not belong. It's all serious, stern talk. Very similar to Roman Reigns. No accent, though, for Roman, right? But Roman is marked with, is plunged into ego, backed by proof of concept and proof of work, right? And for those terms, proof of work is like, I can show you my bio, right? I can show it to you. Boom. I double pinned two great Hall of Famers. Boom. I beat this guy 3 years in a row for a title. Hell, I even beat him in his own backyard. Boom. I even beat, so I think they got to be careful because Oba, they're two stars. I do think Oba's ceiling's higher. I just naturally do. He's not. I just think Oba, if I have to go off the eye test, Oba is a slightly different. They're slightly different builds. They're both too big, burly, but Oba's slightly taller, and the way he's filled out doesn't look so small and compact. The way Royce Keys is built is very reminiscent of Big E. So you have to be careful. So when I said make that line through the paper, put notes on the back of things you did for Big E to kill his character. And make sure you don't do that to Powerhouse Hobbs. Because they look very similar. And
yeah,
you did.
And Oba is younger.
And Oba's younger. So you got time for Oba. You can go through several things.
Yeah, bro. Remember, Oba is still not 30 yet.
Eventually, you get Oba versus Roman Reigns. My kingdom versus my bloodline. This is my show. That's my cameraman. You have been mistaken. You came up on NXT, didn't you? But you were never the dominant. How long did it take you to get good? You know what I mean? Like the things Oba would say to him when it's time in 2 or 3 years is going to be crazy.
Just to mention the age, Hobbs is 35, Oba's 27.
Oh, they aren't jackpot with him tricking Javon. That is jackpot mode. You have those three I just mentioned: Braun Breaker, Dominic Mysterio. Somebody else is around their age too, and Jacob Fatu. All under 30.
No, I think Jacob's like 31, 32.
I thought we looked Jacob up. I thought he was like 29.
No, let me.
What you got? What we got? What's
Yeah,
it?
33.
33?
Yeah, Jacob Fatu's 33.
I should have known when someone said they got 7 kids. They ain't under 30. It's hard to fit 7 kids under 30, bro. It takes talent. That's a lot of pretzels, like, so, but that's still good because you got Jacob and Royce Keys you could do. There's a lot of great matchups out there. And then when you look at your lower tiers, because you got to use them properly, right? Getting good, like, the 1, 2, 3 kid. And 1, 2, 3 kid was never really a good mid-tier guy, but, somebody's got to get squashed by certain people, and there's some people who have to have like banger, like, you know what I'm saying, like Ilya Dragunov, right? Ilya Dragunov cannot have hard fought, barely. We're doing these type of wins where it took everything out of me to beat Oba. Can't do it. You prove that in the Rumble. People mad at the way that handled with Brock, bro. That's real life, bro. I'm just gonna be honest. You've seen all these videos where somebody gets punched or something that's real small, and the bigger dude be like, or something happens where a bigger dude he's hit phase, but he ain't like super. You know what I'm saying? That's just the comment. And Brock, you're trying to market Brock as this big beast for when he does take an L. Whoever gives him those L's, it's like he's a guy.
Forget Brock is legit. I don't know why people act like he's not. That's my other issue.
Yeah. Yo, Dragunov, I don't know what they say he weighs, but in real life, he looks like he's 180, which is not a bad weight. But when you talk about a wrestler, Brock is plus 300, and he looks like two humans. I saw him at WrestlePalooza front, like, holy shit. Yo, I looked at DNA like, DNA was like, bro. When you watch him in the Rumble, 6'3", 290, that's what they weigh him as. Brock has got to be over 300 at this point. He's got to be.
So
he cannot be.
So Dragunov is 210. Lesnar is like 289, 290.
Yeah. So if Dragunov is 210, I probably would guess he's around 190 in reality. I probably would guess he's 190 around. He could be 210, but 190 is more where I think he'd be at. He might even be 200 even.
Lesnar being 290, that's like 290 muscle.
Yeah. Brock looks, when we saw him versus John Cena, bro, John Cena is about 250. And he, just look at him in the Rumble. There was only one guy that looked to fit. When he put his hands around Dragunov's neck, that looked like Loki and Thanos. Brock was massive to this man. And y'all talking about he's supposed to sell. Man, I'm not selling. Get your little ass up out of here. The hell we talking about? Dragunov a little version of me. You know, he's the guy that puts on good matches with your mid-tier guys if you're under 240. Because you're close in weight. I'm 300 plus. I know. I seen with my two physical eyes. I seen the shit in real life. When was WrestlePalooza? September? Was that first week? Yeah. Oh yeah. This man was. Well, I'm trying to back this shit, bro. I'm trying to still. My bad. Oh, that's me on the.
And he looked bigger at the Rumble. Pause.
Bro, I'm trying to bro, in real life, like, God damn, that dude got to be 300. Like a real 300. Not the WWE telling you he's 300. I'm talking about on the scale, 308. Hey, let's cut him down a little bit because we don't want his real weight to be known, because then it's gonna give up. Because Michael Cole said something interesting during the Royal Rumble about Brock that should never be said about Brock. There's certain comments that, as a commentator, in a company that has a wellness policy, you don't want to say. How come every time we see Brock Lesnar, he keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger? Don't say that shit. I would have been cussing him out. If you say that stupid shit again, I don't know how but right now we got him on. Right now he's past everything we're supposed to do. We're not going to open up crates, so you don't open them up neither. Goddamn Pandora's box. You better put that shit back. No, he got the fucking working out with Barry Bonds. Yeah, you know what it is. Motherfucker head got bigger. He had to braid his head. A braided headed Brock is different.
Oh, and then what's crazy? Obafemi, his weight, they say he's 310.
Bro, Brock looks bigger than Obafemi in real life.
And that's probably a little more because of his height. Oba's taller than him, right?
I think Oba is taller than him. I'd have to see him again, but don't be too confused. Wrestlers will wear the thing, like Kane has done this for a long time. Kane's like 6'8", but they would mark him, like when he was in Kane, he was like 6. I think they would mark him as a near 7-footer, 6'10" or 6 something. His height changed, I think, at some points too. When he was Isaac Yankem DDS, and then when he was in the character of Diesel, he was different heights. It was always the same guy. So, that was a Viking braid. Yo, whatever that braid was, is got the vanilla gorilla.
Okay. So Lesnar.
Oh my god.
So Lesnar is 6'3". Obafemi is 6'6". So we got him by like 3.
Yeah, it looked like that. It could be the case. I don't think Oba should have no-sold Brock suplex, but I'm happy that he was able to put Brock on his back. I don't think either should have eliminated either. I think they should have tried to eliminate each other and somebody eliminate them. I also think
would have been the right way to do it.
Yeah. If you want to crash Hollywood over 4.
I mean, it's a lot in that Rumble. I know we didn't speak on, but I did not agree with a lot of eliminations and moments that either did or did not happen. I'm gonna be real. Yeah. I didn't talk about it in the Royal Rumble recap, but I did not like the fact Lesnar got eliminated through Jay's Yeet segment.
Oh yeah,
I didn't like that.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Brick getting eliminated during Jay's. You might as well call him a Brick, because he's. I don't want to. That's a pre-pause without ever saying another man is Brick is crazy. I was reading the typo and was about to go with it, so I had to say it out loud. That shit was. That shit was about to have my mother come downstairs. Boy, you talking stupid. Don't have mama HP down here, bro. That's hell no. You can't have that shit. She came down for the weekend and whatnot, and now she on cam talking about you talking crazy. I disown you. That'd be crazy. Disowned on the podcast. But yeah, but she got grandchildren, so she already know what time it is. Me, she probably don't even understand why y'all keep pausing everything. Can't even have a casual conversation anymore. I got a couple of more questions. I'm trying to think what happened back on Raw. I should have took some notes, but I was trying to do my chemistry homework and I messed that up too and didn't finish it.
We did have what was Javon Evans and El Grande.
Yeah. Let's talk about this El Grande thing. Pause. I didn't like their thing in the Royal Rumble either. I think Chad Gable should have came back and he should have just been looking at him. You know what I'm saying? In a way like, him even pulling out the metal plate from him. Like, what are you doing? Like, how do you know that's there? You know what I mean? Because again, but also, I also don't like the double American because it's like all the spots are filled. So you mean you ain't see 2 El Grande Americanos? And they came out back to back. So I get you telling Finn this and it works for storylines. I'm not gonna super critique it, but I think Chad Gable should have returned and not El Grande Americano.
Yeah. They're trying to do the whole like thing they did with the 2 Sin Caras. This is what they're trying to do with this.
Bro, we've seen 2. I ain't gonna lie. The illest thing they ever did was 2 Undertakers. I thought that shit was impressive. Now I was younger. There was SummerSlam 94, if my memory's as good as I hope it to be. But here's the thing. We never got an Otis Chad Gable payoff, so I'm not going to think you're going to get 2 Americano payoffs. But if you do it at Mania. Do it at Mania. I just don't want someone to say something super crazy, but do it at Mania. Give Chad Gable a moment. He's long overdue.
Yeah.
Long overdue. It's Americano, the loser has to leave. It's a career match.
Yeah, it's still a crime that he hasn't even gotten like a mid-card belt yet.
That is a crime.
That's crazy to me.
That is a crime. When you got guys like Ilya Dragunov, who I get the undersized, but when they wrestle this type of matches, they're still like the Pete Dunnes and whatnot. With Pete Dunne, I believe, is doing backstage work now. They're wrestling. If they wrestle more chain wrestling, or they do the body part storytelling like Brett, Dean Malenko's, it works. It works. It's not going to work in the Royal Rumble against a Brock, because you got a guy who's literally 150 plus pounds your senior. He is literally a teenager size bigger than you, a whole teenager, a whole state first string linebacker size bigger than you.
Dude, Lesnar looks like he eats bullets in the morning. I'm not even joking.
Mass for mass. Yo, oh yeah, Brock is pause. Brock is now remember, these are normal humans I'm standing next to. The only one who's not normal is him.
I'm about to say, Rock ain't human, man.
Gotta be careful about that music. Even though it was on my phone, YouTube don't play. You get that 10-second mark. Channel is your video is down bad. Yeah, Brock looked definitely. Maybe I'm not gonna get into Epstein files and whatnot. I'm just gonna leave it at this. I'm about to say he eats children, maybe baby children, maybe whatever. I ain't gonna say it. Yeah, we ain't gonna say it. We ain't gonna say it. I already said it. So yeah, the Grandes. Would you be cool with they did it on WrestleMania? And what are your chances that you give it that it happens at WrestleMania? There's a payoff for this.
I'd say 65%.
65%?
65%. It's at Mania.
Did you say 16.5%?
6.5.
Okay. I'm triple checking. 65 is a wild number. Each children praise be to Allah. I would not go that high. If last year's Mania is indicative of what we get this year, 5 matches on each card and each night. And I don't see them finding room for Americano versus Americano. I hope they do. I would say it's around 35%, 30%. But I want, if you ask me what do I want, make it 100. You can pencil it in now. Because I think Kaiser and Chad Gable have put in enough work in that gimmick. Think about how long that's a failed gimmick. People don't forgot he was battling the Luchadors in a group that they ain't even here no more. It ain't no LWO. Wasn't that the group? It was Rey Mysterio's little group.
Yeah, LWO.
Ain't no L. It's Penta, Dragon Lee now, and no, it's not Dragon. Well, it kind of is Dragon Lee.
Yeah, Dragon Lee.
Yeah, like so but the gimmick's still going. The gimmick going so much. He got another, like, remember how Doink brought out Dink and Donk?
Yeah.
And, now he got 2 other Americanos walking with him. You know what I'm saying? So there's 4 of them. We got to bring this to a closure, So yeah, WrestleMania is the perfect opportunity. I would love to see it, to be honest. Put that on the card. Don't give me no BS. You're already going to give me Stephanie Vicure versus Liv, which you're going to have to work overtime to get that match over as far as emotional development with the fans and whatnot, because there was none. There was never a buildup between these two, side-eyeing and Liv saying something slick. You don't really have a history of that with these two. But you do with Rhea and her, but you don't with Liv. So give me something that has history that we can be invested in. That's what also helps to make matches memorable. And I talked about that earlier tonight. Matches, if we go back and watch Brett versus Bulldog SummerSlam for the Intercontinental title, I'm sure we'll find botches. They said British Bulldog was high as hell during the match. And Brett had to just go through everything. And they had a classic. Yeah. I'm sure you can find some shit, though. I'm sure if we rewatch the Iron Man match, WrestleMania 12, I'm sure if we watch, I can't say that one. That was one that CB. But if we watch that triple threat match at 20, it's really, really good. Regardless of just wrestling ability, that match was really, really good. If you watch Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michaels, really, really good. Brock versus Kurt Angle, wrestling really, really good. And the botch that happens in that one. My man landed on his. Oh my God!
He's a miracle. He alive after that, man.
Yeah. So, Shouts out to Brock Lesnar,
Yeah.
aka 3 Humans in 1. I ain't really got. I'm looking on the internet. First thing is, wow, that promo was chef's kiss. Generally fantastic. We about to see a WrestleMania feud based purely on ego status, merit, and being chosen. I know that Roman referenced Punk choosing the Shield, but I really hope they lean more into the I achieved in spite of you not wanting me in the Shield narrative. That's gonna. There's a lot, and I'm
Like I
just
said, this is why I like that. It's that it books itself. You have a lot you can break down with this.
yes. Then the next paragraph of this person's rant. These 2 men about to sell out Vegas and put on arguably the most compelling WrestleMania main event we've seen in years. Now, just go back to a couple days ago, a day ago, people were starting to get upset about Roman winning. People felt, one, Roman was good. You have another large crowd of people saying that's bullshit. He's not putting over people, and he went on Pat McAfee and complained. And then there's like the neutrals who are like, yeah, we'll see what happens. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't get as many dislikes as Jey Uso's, but it's got like
Wasn't that? It was
16,000 likes and like 13,000 dislikes, right? Which now lets me know. I don't like to say the IWC because that includes us. I like to say moronic fans, right? What are you mad at? What are you mad at? If Obafemi would have won, more people would have tuned out WrestleMania. But the new guy would have won. You don't just get over because they put you in something to win, right? And I get it. WWE messed up a lot of storylines, but Roman winning was the best choice they could have made.
the other thing that's also the red flag. They did this at Saudi, which means a big superstar was gonna win it. Saudi was not gonna allow someone that was not a big name not to win that match. It wasn't gonna happen.
CM Punk went on GQ and said something about night 1, night 2 main events. Punk tells GQ only people who diminish his night 1 main event are people who are sad with their own lives. This is another thing too. This is about to sound bad. A lot of people aren't even good in their own job. Talking about what it takes to get people over. Listen, compare it to your job and see what it would take. Roman is the guy. He's the guy you pick. Who's the guy at your job that is the guy? You know him because it ain't you. And if it is you, then why you mad at Roman? Hey, that's how I look at things too. In my job, I'm not Roman Reigns. I might be a little Roman Reigns-ish. I might be. I just think about it now, how cocky I am, and people will say these things at my job, and they're like, Jay.
I was just about to tell you, you got a whole binder that says the GOAT on it. Nah, you wrong.
Dog. And I have proteges. You think it's a game. And then I drop it and it landed on the other side and you didn't know who this was, I'm there too. I do be comparing my coworkers to the law. I can tell you who Tozawa is. You should have been let him go. I shouldn't have said that. Not let him go, but like I don't think Tozawa should be let go, but I think Tozawa is very low on the card. Anyway, we're not here to talk about Tozawa. Until next week when he goes up for the tag team title. Yeah. You two know nothing. This is one. But you're on here. Look at this guy. He angry as hell. He mad as hell. You know nothing. You know nothing. I like those conversations because you never know who I'm having a conversation with. It could always be something cool. It could always be something casual. You never know who we're having conversations with. But I know one thing. If you tuned in, thank you very much. Appreciate it. I'll say this, though. With this lead up to WrestleMania, right, we have 2 matches in stone. Are there any other matches that you foresee based on what you saw tonight at Raw or the Royal Rumble that you feel like we are going to get? The WWE's got to lean that way.
We're going to get the Bella Twins most likely going for the tag team match because they did say they're aiming for it. So If it's not going to be them versus Rio, we may get some type of like um 4 women, 6 women match for the belts. Who knows? But the Bellatons are going to be involved.
I think that was what the point, because they had a promo tonight just to let everybody know we're here. So yeah,
I already knew this was happening once I saw Brie return because I'm like, it's nothing else. Again, I don't care for neither one of them, but Brie is the more known star from a solo perspective than Brie is.
so are we going to tag them up? Because okay, when you look at the tag team division, right? We talked about this for weeks. They stacked it with a lot of the singles world title competition. They put Nia and Lash together. Nia, former world heavyweight champion. They put Alexa Bliss with Charlotte. You got Asuka with the Kabuki Warriors. You put Rio together, who are the current champions. You got Charlotte, Alexa, and I'm missing one. Oh, Bailey and Lyra.
Yeah.
Is the Bella Twins coming back at perfect timing because you could take away 1 or 2 tag teams, insert the Bellas without having to do these singles, and now you have a new formidable tag team? Or are they just going to be just as screwed in the head as every other tag team? Rat race, not knowing what to do.
I do think them trying to be part of the tag team is good timing because they did say like they're the original tag team. And to give credit where it's due, yeah, they are. But when I look at things from a talent perspective, I don't got much faith in it.
Let me ask you a question. Would you book this? Rio is the current. So eventually, you got to have those belts come off them, or you could Shawn Michaels Cena this, where eventually they have to face each other for a title, but yet they're the tag champions. Matter of fact, Shawn Michaels has more dropped. Like, don't ever become a tag team champion with Shawn Michaels. Him and Diesel didn't end well. Him and Stone Cold didn't end well. Him and John Cena didn't end well. Him and Marty Jannetty didn't end well. So yeah, just whatever. Or can they drop the belts and do we get a Rio versus the Bella Twins? And I asked that only because, again, Io Sky is hot. Rhea is always going to be hot. You got to do something with them. They got to give up those belts at some point.
Honestly, I think they hold it till Mania, and that's when they drop it.
You talking about Rio and Io holding till Mania?
I think so. And I think that's when they drop it.
There's a lot of tag team that you could put in a match at Mania. Since you said that you think they could lose it at Mania, can you give me the match that you think they would want to do? Because that's a big deal. They just beat who did they just beat? Was it Liv and
Roxanne?
Roxanne. Yeah, which is another tag team that I didn't even mention.
Yeah. And the other thing is, this is why I say they probably keep it till Mania. They have to face Julia and Kiana James next.
Who look great in the Royal Rumble, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, didn't she lift up Nia Jax?
Yeah.
Ugh, damn.
Samoan dropped her. Yeah.
That's the best she's looked since being on the main roster.
Yes. Almost like, hey, I think I just found Julia's opponent. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's right under the tongue. Because who else is in line for Julia? You had her going to. She's won. Chelsea Green. Okay, cool. It's over with. Chelsea's got to move on and then spin the block. But I don't know if there's enough time between now and Mania, even if that's a lot of time, to get people reinvested in Chelsea versus Julia. And maybe that's Julia's fault. Because people seem to be very invested in Chelsea Green. Or how would you book it? Would you book Kiana James versus Julia for that U.S. title? Or Chelsea Green? Or would you make it a triple threat? Or would you Do we find a whole new opponent? Because that's another title that we haven't seen defended very often, very recently.
I would like to see something different, but I'm just at the point where I just think Chelsea Green deserves better.
That Unreal didn't help.
It didn't, and I mean, I could rant about that too, but I just feel she deserves better.
Gamache, I don't like to agree with you, but I'm gonna have to. I also need to see her with that AAA belt. I feel like I only saw her with it a few times versus every time to say I'm still a champion. I don't know if she could be world champion, Vinny, but I think it's very plausible. If you ask me what percent, I think there's a 20, 30%, 30, yeah. She could do it. She could do it. Because she also has a group. Not a group, because Piper Niven,
She's still sidelined.
Yeah, she's sidelined. So, but you still have Alba Fire. So when you have a stable and she's a heel, I can do heel things. I can use my person to help me get over wins, and I can blah 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 blah, right? And then I can pull underdog tactics, and I can do those type of things. So I think she could, and her popularity is through the roof.
Yeah,
her popularity is through the roof. They should have this like an election. I need you to vote, and people rest like, what the hell are you talking about with this voting? For me, it's the number one contender. Thank you. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like because her whole.
I mean, since enough time has passed with the women's US belt, I can actually say this. She's really been the only US champion that even remotely made me care about that belt.
Correct. I agree with you 100%. Vega, why her first name can't come to my mind.
Zelina,
right? Going by Zelina now. She just goes by Zelina. No care in the world. Sorry. Her fault, not whatever. It doesn't matter. Julia, no care in the world. Unless she goes to Kiana James. Kiana James is great. I don't think those one overall work women's outfits are a bad deal for all those women. I think for some of them it might help. And I'm just being honest. The Devil's Kiss is very cheeky. Literally, like, people are only here to see those cheeks shake when she does that move. No one wants to see the move because they think that move is so impressive. They're like, damn, it's a Styles Clash. No. We want to see the cheeks bounce. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Like, come on, bro. Are we dumb or not? But when I watched the Royal Rumble and I watched some of those women do that Power Ranger video behind the scenes, like Kiana James, Chelsea Green, and all that, and I looked at some of the dopeness of some of those outfits. I'm not saying every woman. Some, I get it. Sex sells. I get it. I don't know who you want to keep in the full overall suit, but I think it's just as sexy too if you were shapely. And this way I don't have to show off every I can show off my curve without showing the physical flesh of it. But also there were I watched Kiana James pick up and Samoan drop Nia Jax. I watched Ivy Nile. Well, I can't remember her specific feats, but I just remember watching her and being like, damn, she's wrestling. And then being like, oh shit, she's not in her normal blah blah blah, right? So I don't know. Yeah, so Ruka had a dope fit too. I don't think that we should just abandon the idea because we're in back in the States and let's go ahead and put these girls so their breasts are about to fall out and their cheeks. I mean, just trust me, I appreciate it. I'm a grown ass man. I love it. I love it. My mother's upset. She probably hears this like, I raised you better than that. But you know what I'm saying? I'm always love, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I didn't. Looking at how dope some of those outfits were, I would think you want to keep some of them.
Yeah. Look, shout out to Roxanne. She came out looking like Shigo from Kim Possible. I thought it was tough.
Yeah. Yeah, I ain't mad at it. Soul looked like a female Jeff Hardy. Yeah. Soul looked like 100% star. I don't know if I give her the MVP. I seen people talking about, oh, we didn't do that. Who was your MVP of the Rumble? Did you have one? Did you ever have time to think now that we've had, you know what I'm saying?
For the men's Rumble, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna say I'm gonna stick with Oba for the men's.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. Female side. I'm a Vinny on this one, not entirely, but kind of.
Because I'm debating between Soul Ruka and Lash Legend.
So funny you say that, right? I don't 100% Lash. It was Lash, I think, had 5 eliminations, and it was who she eliminated. Right. We talked about that. But also with Soul Ruka, the end, Tiffany, Liv, Soul Ruka, the final 3. Final 4 was kind of dope because Raquel getting eliminated by Liv was like, oh, right? At least that's how it felt to me. But the way those 3 women cut up and acted an ass, like on all cylinders, the outside, Soul Ruka trying to go for
the Stone Snatcher
on the outside of the ring for the apron and getting pushed off by Tiffany, and then Liv's doing the Oblivion but throwing her old girl to the floor. Like it the end of that female match was like chef kiss. That was absolutely
and 2K, if you saw when Liv did that, add that to the game, or maybe in the next installment.
Yeah,
make that a Royal Rumble finisher, because that was actually tough.
That shit was crazy. So that when I talk about MVP, it's like, golly, man. Lash and Soul, they definitely held it down. Easy to give them MVPs. When I look at that last finish, man, just give it to any of those 3. Any of those 3, or as a unit, those 3. Tiffany was number 30. She didn't spend a lot of time, but her timing was impeccable, and it was perfect. It was perfect. Tiffany is a SmackDown competitor, so I'm interested to see what she's going to have to say come Friday on SmackDown.
I mean, she's definitely going to go after Jade.
She's definitely going to go after who? Jade?
Yeah, she's SmackDown.
I'm not interested in that like that, though. I don't know. Maybe you got to...
Well, the problem is, whether we're interested or not, Jade has no one to fight.
Here's the problem.
That's one of the problems. They put everybody in the tag division.
Back in the day, you used to say, yes, you're correct. Everyone went in the tag division, and it's left a big gaping hole. Not saying can't be filled because Jordan Grace is. Sorry, y'all. Back in the day, we used to have transitional champions. People like, I don't want to see Hulk Hogan lose to the Warrior again. So I put the belt on Slaughter. Slaughter will keep it, and then the Warrior will beat Slaughter. Therefore, it never has to be Hogan. And by he's doing it, he's a heel champion. Warrior's a babyface. Hogan's a babyface. They never. So again, I feel like we've gone away from transitional champions into what I would like to call storyline champions. People who fill a narrative. So we'll keep that belt on them for this. Not about trying to avoid this to keep this guy strong or keep this girl strong or whatever, but more so to keep a storyline going. I think Jay was champion in response. I don't know. I mean, I guess we're waiting for Bianca and Naomi. That's where Jay was interesting and the most interesting. And since her just walking around saying, I'm that bitch.
I really think it's Bianca they're waiting for.
It feels like that. I don't know if that's the case, but it feels like that. And the WWE, even though I was predicting this for the Rumble, you did too. She could be coming back in Elimination Chamber. But does she win another one in a row? Because that's what it would take for her to see Jade.
Yeah. Because I have my reasons why Bianca wasn't in the Rumble, but I'm gonna save that off camera. Because she was at Riyadh.
I mean, so was Aleister Black.
Yeah.
But they said maybe his tattoos might have been a little, because you got to remember, these countries, he got a big demon on his back.
Yeah, they don't play about that.
Yeah. Every country in its free. America ain't free either. I'm not gonna go into all that, but we have certain liberties.
Yeah.
I won't say freedoms. I'll say liberties, because when you violate your freedoms, you're going to jail. But so and so won't. You'll get fired from your job for saying certain things. I thought we were I thought I could say that. No, you have liberties. You can exercise those liberties. And if I feel infringed upon, I have enough power, yada, yada. Anyway, sorry, you can't do that. So I think you should just put a t-shirt on them, like Punk. Why not? But, hey, it is what it is. I'm about to go back and rewatch this Raw episode. At least the end. I don't like Drew McIntyre, but let's be clear. CM Punk, Drew is 4 times bigger than you. And the last time you fought, he had you crying over a plastic bracelet. Bro. And then he said, oh, yeah, that's that bracelet right there. Salute to whoever wrote Roman. If Roman was off the cuff with that, whatever the case is, tonight's promo was absolute cinema. And I ain't gonna hold you. I think it's still on my TV. Oh no, that's Big Mama house. Come on, let me know. Let me know what else you got, because I'm about to watch that promo. I'm gonna try to. It's 11:57. Y'all, we might not do no Wednesday Night Wars this week. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm very behind in my chemistry. I have 2 chemistry classes, and let me see. Let me go to my. I'm reading mRNA vaccines. I got to write my paper, which is due in 2 minutes. And then I have to have 2 responses. Those are discussion boards. Anyway, this is none of your business. But point is, I'm fucking out.
I heard 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's due at 11:59. Like, I'm done.
God damn, bro.
I tried to catch up. I took 2 tests. I did very well on them, only to be like, you still got 2 more tests to take because they're due. Fuck y'all. I can't read this shit. So yeah, I might not be able to do the Wednesday Night War, but if I do and I pop up, please tap in. As you see, Vinny Andretti, he has the. We're gonna go ahead for the WrestleMania season as we get ready to go in. They do pre-orders for WWE 2K26. We're gonna go ahead and give away 2 copies. Now you might be thinking we're bullshitting, right? Go ahead and ask the people winners last year. We said we're gonna give away 5. We gave away 6. Copies of 2K25, and this year we're going to do 2K26 going into WrestleMania season. So go ahead and become a member of the channel, not just a subscriber. That means on this channel on YouTube. If you're on Twitter or wherever you're watching us, go to the YouTube, become a subscribe, and then hit join. There's tiers. My recommendation, $1.99. That gets you entered. Automatic for a chance for WWE 2K26. Automatic. To your platform. Whatever your platform is. If you ain't got no platform, you just out of luck, brother. You won't get nothing. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Mike McCullough, that was one of the winners from last year. Franklin Thames, that was one of the winners from last year. You know what I'm saying? I remember some of the names because I had to hit y'all up to get y'all info to make sure, you know what I'm saying, y'all got, you know what I'm saying, that copies were good. So hey, brother. It might look like garbage, but if that's free money to your pocket, I don't think it looks like garbage. But I know their online play it wasn't in the upper echelon. So for me, that might be the deal breaker. And I'm going to get the most expensive edition only because I want to play the Monday Night Wars. If it's some BS and you don't have all the wrestlers, which Sting has to be there. We ain't talking about Z the Dropout. He don't know about top 20 Sting. If Sting is not a part of that, I think Mick Foley was in the game. He's already been confirmed, essentially. Anyway, point is, I will get the Monday Night Wars edition, me personally. I like Ruthless Aggression, which meant, okay, typo, but whatever. With the old wrestling superstars in the old arena. Yeah, and if you came up on Nintendo 64 and such, and you're saying 2K26 looks like garbage, I get you, because that play and all that stuff was crazy back in the day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For what the graphics was, you know what I'm saying? It was crazy. And let's not forget Wednesday Night Wars is coming. Eventually, we're going to do the battles. It'll be me versus the Dropout. He has his commemorative chair on the line, but I don't sit on my ass, so why would I put a chair on the line? I put titles up. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you know what I'm saying? But in order to be a dropout, eventually he's got to drop in. So we'll see whatever happens with that. But And that ain't no bullshit Walmart belt. If you
Yeah.
get Walmart belts, salute to you too. Because hey, all these belts ain't worth it. I was gonna get 5 or 6 of these, and then I'm like, I didn't pull the trigger. But when I was at Wrestle, I got this at SummerSlam. It was SummerSlam. I got this. I couldn't help it, and that's when I had my +1 with me, and we had this on the bed. I ain't gonna say the things that happened. I didn't page it.
Damn. Hey, you have to show out. All right.
No, I definitely got to throw a shot at Z. You know what I'm saying? All the time. And it's in good faith. You know, he's a good guy. You know, salute to Z the dropout. You know what I'm saying? Whenever he decides to drop in, you know what I'm saying, he'll get dropped. That's just the way it is. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that'll be battles, wrestling bar battles, one round battles, wrestling bars. If you are a artist, music artist, and you're okay with battle rap, but it will be a wrestling bars. I mean, you have to use wrestling nuances and wrestling I almost said syllables, analogies and such, right? Yeah, don't look at the chat. Yo, that's the only thing. I think Dallas, regardless, right? If you go back and watch the last one, I definitely have material for Dallas Cash. Salute to him in the Humble Rules podcast. Go ahead and check it out. I know the Royal Rumble's over. They just did Royal Rumble trivia. I was on there as a guest. Phenomenal job. So salute to Dallas Cash. Check them out. Subscribe to them as well. We're just neighbors, you know what I'm saying, in this wrestling such. Archie did call out Dallas Cash. I ain't trying to say nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what Archie gonna do. But yeah, salute to them. But I will say this. Go ahead, get your membership as we go into WrestleMania season. More details to come on the Wednesday Night Wars and how and what type of giveaway we're going to be doing for WWE 2K26, which released, I think, March 13th. Don't quote me, because I might have that shit wrong.
That depends on the edition you get. If you get Monday Night Wars, I think you get it March 6th.
Fire. So it's about a month away, month out. So go ahead. As you see, Vinny's a member. Yeah, Dallas called out Tay-Rock. Tay-Rock was in the building. Saga was in the building. Who knows, man? Who knows who might be in the building? I know DNA will finally be present. And I say finally because that's been a busy man. I'm not going to give all his stuff out, but when he finally gets a chance to get free, he'll talk about it. But Z's pretty busy too. He works at all the times we're on. But we don't care. We're gonna talk our shit. You know what I'm saying? He think because he got a little ring announcer and he battled Moose. Shout out to Moose. I haven't seen Moose in a little while. I might have to reach out to him, make sure everything is all good on his half. You know what I'm saying? But if you're a battle rapper or you're a rapper and you think you are trying this and you love wrestling, hit me up. Go to Hall Priest Universe. Go ahead in there and subscribe. But it's not hard to find me. King _HP 82 on Twitter and all that. Just find me, message me, shoot me a DM. Hey, I'm interested in the battle rap. How long do we got? Blah, 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 blah. I'll give you the details. And we might put you on the card, man. Good way to show up. But if you're looking at doing that, go ahead and get your name to be green. All you need to do is at least get the $1.99, $2. But if you come out here and say something crazy, just remember I have full control of the mic. So just as you talking, you be like, hey, man, fuck. You know, type of rah, you will get dropped fast. You know what I'm saying? You'll be sitting there talking, having a high life, like, yeah, and that fast you will be out of the chat. So don't take it as an opportunity to try to do something crazy. But yeah, Gamaj, last thoughts and all that. Go ahead and spill the beans, brother.
Nothing on my end. I'm enjoyed the show. Honestly, I can't wait for SmackDown. I want to see the follow-up.
I ain't gonna lie. Drew is a menace. Drew might say something wild. I would like to see how that's going to happen. Oh, we're getting a shut the F up. Gamaj, you got to shut the F up. I'm trying to think. I really don't. I really don't have one.
I don't want to violate because it's very touchy.
Oh,
I really don't.
let me slide these pennies to the side.
I really don't want to violate, but
Oh, why is it? Why is my controller acting crazy? There it is.
so
What? Come on, bro.
So you know what? To the people in the Saudi crowd that was violating Lash Legend, shut the F up.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get into too deep as to why they were booing and violating her the way they were, and it wasn't because she was a heel. And I'm gonna leave it at that. But to the Saudi Arabia crowd, shut the F up. And also, y'all were wild dead in the Women's Rumble anyway. Y'all made it even worse than what it was. You guys didn't get live until Io and Rhea came out. That's when it picked up. But before that, 70% of that Rumble, that crowd was dead.
Damn.
So yeah, Saudi crowd, shut the F up.
Damn, homie. I don't really have any. Only thing I would say is to the people talking about the Brock Lesnar thing. Like sometimes you just, and I already went through this on the show, but sometimes you gotta like. It ain't about just always selling, right? Because Samoans have typically over the years have sold that their heads are harder, right? So they don't really get phased by headbutts or head moves sometimes, whatever. Brock not being phased by Ilya Dragunov. If you thought Brock Lesnar should have sold that and blah, 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 and took that from this 180 pounder, 190, they say he's 210. Let's give him 210. Nah, Brock did what was right. Because when he yoked him on his neck, that man looked mad small. And you know it. So if you think you mad, Brock, man, shut the F up. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I really got. I didn't really have one outside of that. That Brock, and he screamed in his face. You know, you ever been punched and your adrenaline level spike? It was more like instead of not selling, it was more like what? And my man was mad little. Well, he you know what I'm saying? He could have chucked him over like Spike Dudley. You remember how bad he did Spike Dudley? But he didn't. The man got caught in the ropes. So, and he laughed at the Undertaker. Remember the Undertaker's dog.
This is the same guy that F5'd Mark Henry and the Big Show. Wait, what are we talking about?
I'm with you, bro. I didn't feel that was anywhere. And Ilya Dragunov has come out. Go check his Instagram. He said that was his favorite spot in the Rumble. So he's not mad at that. He's not. He's like, that was dope. That was, so maybe he's just saying it. Maybe someone forced him to say it. I don't know. But at the same time, WWE has officially announced Roman Reigns versus CM Punk for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 42. The Tribal Chief will face CM Punk after winning, blah, 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 blah. Then it's a bunch of pictures of their face-off tonight. I am about to rewatch it because I definitely thought that was... When we do our end of the year award and its best promo, that one's going to be up there.
As of right now, this is the promo of the year. As of right now.
Yeah. It's gonna stand that test of time for a while. Because it's going to be hard. Only people that can really break it, maybe something midsummer as it gets to summer. Bigger events, you put two. Because, again, there's people who can break that. But when it's two of your biggest stars, there's two of your biggest and brightest, it just means more, right? You can have the exact same match with the exact same botches in the exact same match. When two of your dark match people do it, you're like, oh my gosh, they messed this up. They did this. It was hard to watch. When the two biggest stars in your company do it, you're like, it was a little rough. It had some points, but it was pretty good. No, it wasn't. It was the same as this, but magnitude, right? There's levels to it. So He definitely did laugh at Oba in the Rumble. Brock is a legitimate UFC heavyweight champion, like, yeah. So I'm about to go rewatch it, Gamaj. You got anything going on? Let the people know we can get up out of here. Archie would never let us go this long, bro. If Archie was here, Archie would have been all in that private chat. We'd have been off. I've been rambling for 40 minutes.
Nah, what I got going on right now is trying to stay warm in this cold weather, man. Where I'm at, feel like -2 over here. I'm trying to stay warm.
Salute to everyone. Salute to my mom upstairs. You know what I'm saying? She came to visit. She has seen the grandkids. Salute to my daughter, Charisma, 10 years old, playing chess. We played chess yesterday. I got a whole new chess board and all that just so we could play. And yeah, she almost got a victory on. I was like, damn, hold up. I thought I was trying to be easy on this. So I let her play her brother, you know what I'm saying? He's 20, you know what I'm saying? She beat the brakes off of him. He was like, wait, what just happened here? Hey, you lost, motherfucker. Get up. So salute to all the intelligent kids who are like, I don't really want to, teach your kids whatever. It might be how to play solitaire or chess, or my mom was like, did she play backgammon? I had to stop my mom in her tracks at that point. Mom, ain't nobody doing no backgammon. That's done. That was done in about 90s. And the fact that you mentioned it, I don't even know why you even thought to. It's done. But salute to all the children and stuff. You got kids, man. Get them into something academic. Sports is cool. Cool kids clubs, debate teams, and all that. Yeah. You seen it? Yeah, student of the month. Both my kids were both awarded students of the month for the month of January, so I was super super happy for that. So salute to all the academics out there. It's academics over everything. You know what I mean? So salute to them. But that's it. That's all I got. Gamaj, that's all you got?
Yeah, that's all I got.
Fuck it. You know what? Fuck that chemistry. Wednesday we'll be here. 8 o'clock, because last week I was on the Humble Rose. So if you didn't get a chance to catch us last week, because I was over there, go check out the Humble Rose podcast, a Royal Rumble trivia. Excellent time. And then we'll see you Wednesday. We'll see you Wednesday, 8:30-ish. Yeah, that chemistry got my brain scrambled. But until then, if not, something breaks in the wrestling world, we might cover it. Hit the notification bell, hit the subscribe, join the chat for a shot to win a shot at the WWE 2K26. And until next time, peace.